There has been an update on Randy Orton's in-ring return, and unfortunately for Orton fans, it's not looking too promising. It has been a really long time since we've seen the man that likes to hit things out of nowhere. Actually, the last time the lovely Randall graced our television was the May 20th, 2022 edition of Friday Night Smackdown, where RK Bro battled the Usos in a championship unification match. I don't usually make videos like this, but I am a massive Randy Orton fan. My Twitter timeline was blowing up and it was saying that there could be a potential Randy Orton return. And then I saw this video where Cowboy Bob Orton addresses the whole Randy Orton situation. How do you pronounce that? Sports Skeeta Wrestling Senior Editor Bill Apter interviewed Cowboy Bob Orton. And in the video, the great Cowboy says that if Orton feels like going back, he might, but this one hurt.
I think the doctors have told him not to.
As a kid growing up watching WWE, my guys were John Cena, Edge, Rey Mysterio, and of course the Viper himself, Randy Orton. I think my first memory of anything having to do with Randy Orton was when he wrestled The Undertaker, just that whole rivalry. I remember so clearly. I remember when he looked up into the mirror and he saw Undertaker, then he turned around and Undertaker wasn't there. I remember when The Undertaker was in the casket and Orton thought it was fake Undertaker, but it was real Undertaker. And then I remember their Hell in a Cell match, and I remember just being absolutely terrified of steel fences. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my god, what am I watching? I was 6 years old. So that would terrify any 6-year-old. But I remember being so impacted by that match that I actually went out and bought the Hell in a Cell ring at Toys R Us, throwback Toys R Us, at Toys R Us though, and it had Randy Orton in his red trunks and Undertaker in the set, and I just was like, oh my god, this is great. Then growing up, I actually became a professional wrestler myself, and obviously I was extremely inspired by Randy Orton. I would spend hours just watching his facial expressions. I would just watch this man's facial expressions and they were so good. And I would just like watch how he carried himself. And of course, I based some of my moveset off of his. The bottom rope cutter that I do is based off of his RKO.
He knows he's got an opportunity here and he does not want to miss out on it. For the Crab Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. This is the first of 3 titles defended.
And I used to do this like soccer kind of punt kick.
Wrestling to hit someone like God, a big spear to the champion.
You don't need corporate wrestling to win a championship. Right now, Collins is on top.
And that was based off of his punt that he absolutely wrecked people with. I was definitely sad when Edge retired. So stoked he came back though. And I'd be sad if Randy Orton had to retire. But at the end of the day, I absolutely think that your health should be your #1 priority. Orton's health is way more important than him getting back in the ring, and Orton's health is way more important than anything having to do with professional wrestling. Orton had a legendary career, for sure, and no doubt the man is a Hall of Famer. He's the GOAT. Him, John Cena, GOATs. Undertaker too. There's a few that I would throw in that conversation. Anyway, what are you thinking about the whole Randy Orton return, not return? What are you thinking about the Randy Orton situation? Let me know in the comments below for sure. Also, if Orton is healthy and there is a return in the future, you want to do some fantasy booking with me? That sounds like fun, doesn't it? Who do you want to see him go against? Cody Rhodes? Whoa! Maybe.
Johnny! Oh my goodness! He might have broken VSK's neck!
I'm not sure he's going to be able to survive this one. Oh, he kicked out!